Hello friends, Jason here for TheChartGuys. We're going to take another look at our coronavirus tickers, and we will keep covering these guys until they stop performing. And let's start with APT. So yesterday's videos, we talked about the beauty of that oversold 5-minute bounce and the potential to set a daily higher low, and it looks like a lot of the names have done that. APT so far holding 5 psychological, and we can see the momentum shift from our high to our low. Our nice push to the upside, and now we're seeing indecision in today's candlestick, not unexpected. So two possible scenarios. One, we see more weakness, we come down, try to confirm the $5 support, or we go for upside continuation. It's really indecisive, and this is exactly what an indecision candle looks like. If we go into the 5-minute time frames on a lot of these names, we can see there was a lot of strength into the end of the day, and then bears put the attack on toward the end of the day. And we'll have to look at each individual case to see who controls the narrative at the end of the day. But the point is, we saw a confirmation of our higher low on the daily time frame. Now we're trying to sort out what comes next. So on the 4-hour time frame on APT, we can see that we have a nice low set. We have set a hourly higher low. So higher low, higher low, higher low, consolidation on the 4-hour. Now we've got an hourly higher low set. So we'll keep continuing. At this point, our hourly support is going to sit here right at 581. If we lose 581, we're going to see that test to 5 psych and possibly another 4-hour higher low over top of that, trying to change the trend and confirm a major area of support. Hourly time frame, here's what I'm talking about. Nice hourly uptrend. We lose higher lows, consolidate, bounce off of 581 to hit new highs, and now we need to set up a new hourly higher low somewhere over top of our most recent support test, 605. So let's go to the 5-minute time frame, take a look at what's happening. Here's that morning action out of the gate. We see some volatility. We see that 581 test set. We see a spike, we fade, and then we get a big bull volume increase, consolidation, breakout, already overextended on the 5-minute time frame from this previous high. And then we see bears step in a pretty big way, pushing the price down, and they're in control right now. So knowing that the bears are in control on the 5-minute time frame, if we still see them in control tomorrow, we're going to look for 605 to hold. If 605 breaks, we have potential support at 581. If that breaks, then we'll look to $5 psychological. However, if we see strength tomorrow, we're going to have to get pretty much immediately over the high of day today, 690, to see upside continuation for the bulls really to prove that they're going to carry this momentum forward and change the narrative that we see in the last part of the day. Should they get over top of 690, our next resistance, well, we don't have one for quite a while. It's going to be way up here at 811. If we go to the hourly time frame, we see a little bit of consolidation here, a little bit of resistance built up, but not a ton. So if bulls can step it up and really prove that they want to go upside, they got to take out 690. A failure to take out 690 early on, if we get a double top, it's a potential top fish, in which case we'll look for weakness, and then we already have our support levels established here from our earlier discussion. LAKE, similar story, a daily higher low set at 1250, indecision candlestick, and it's very likely that the bulls have also seen a weakness going into the end of the day. So we'll have to pay attention to our highs and lows as we progress into the action tomorrow. 4-hour time frame, there's that 4-hour a nice 4-hour higher low, and then also getting that higher high. So quick volatility here, and this is a little bit concerning. If bulls have sustained strength, they shouldn't be losing the ground that they make up, or I should say as they advance. And again, toward the end of the day, we see that the bears are showing their strength. So it's possible for us to set an hourly higher low right here at the support at 1351. But if we give up that 1351, we have a possible area, well, even if we get a little bit of a bounce and a lower high under 1468, which is really the most likely outcome at this point, then we can get into hourly head and shoulders. If we lose 1351 and 1314, then we're going to come down and test that daily support level at 1250. If bulls can get a new higher low and smash through 1468, there's not a lot of resistance here. I would say that the only thing we need to worry about would be a run all the way up to 1739, because there's just a real lack of resistance. So for this reason, if the coronavirus tickers are strong tomorrow, LAKE is a good candidate for a substantial run. And it's going to come down to the volume. It's going to come down to how we break 1468, where we open pre-market. But if we open underneath pre-market, I should say, if we open underneath 1468 with nice higher lows, a base of support established, and we see good volatility right in the morning, and we take out 1468, I think bulls will be in a good position for upside continuation. CODX, a little bit stronger than the other names, and 206 is the daily higher low so far. I don't like that we haven't really done a lot. I'm concerned more so about this one because it does look stronger, but at the same time, if I'm trying to analyze it, we haven't really seen a strong push to the downside. So I'm a little bit back and forth already on this daily analysis, but it doesn't matter too much because we're going to focus on this daily inside bar, which is giving us a really well-defined range. If we go to the 4-hour time frame, we can see that we are in a 4-hour equilibrium. Now this is key because we've got actually a pretty nice setup. 4-hour EQs are pretty useful for determining direction, and that is because we see this oscillation between our highs and our lows in a tightening range. So right now, if we're going to look at this EQ, what we need to see, and I'm going to go ahead and delete this low, what we need to see is either higher low over 206 or bulls to take out 320. Now if we go to the daily time frame, we know that we have an inside bar here. That may give us a little bit more clarity. So let's go ahead and make our inside bar yellow. That might help us as we examine this on the 5-minute time frame. So go back to the 4-hour time frame. Here is that tightening range. If we break the inside bar bearish, that's not going to be as much of a concern because we know we have the possibility of establishing a 4-hour higher low over 206. So keep that in mind if we do lose and see a bear break on the daily inside bar. A flush to the downside, a reversal would be a good entry knowing we have 206 support. If we lose 206, that pretty much cancels that play. A bull break right away in the morning over 309 has to contend with 302 resistance. And ultimately what we want to do is get out of this 4-hour equilibrium, get it as tight as possible, so in which case our ideal scenario would be a bear break of $2.61, a 4-hour higher low, and a continuation inside this tightening range. Let's go check out the 5-minute time frame and see what happened in today's action. Somewhat similar, big volatility, and this thing can really move. So if the bulls really wanted to, and they take the time to get this good setup, and they see that commitment, and very similar to how we have this position over on LAKE, if they wanted to, they could really move this. So keep an eye on that. And what I'm looking for is areas of resistance. So we see our 309 high, we see very close to a double top, and then a fade, bears controlling the narrative into the end of the day. So pretty much the same thing we're seeing on the other stocks. VIR, similar setup to CODX. There's our, not even our low, so our last low is 1960. Inside bar, giving us that tightening range. I don't think we're going to get the beautiful 4-hour equilibrium that we have just looked at. Here's that 4-hour time frame, getting a little bit choppy, a little bit of volatility, and bulls really trying to decide what direction they're going to go in here because no one seems to have any clarity. On the 5-minute time frame, it's obvious bulls have established an important level of support at 2136. We see strength into the end of the day, but bears taking a really big stab and changing that trend and really destroying the momentum going into the end of the day. If we had a lot more strength and basically be close to the high of the day in a lot of these names, all of these names would look a lot better for upside continuation tomorrow, especially that LAKE. If this guy closed close to the high of the day, right there, with a nice momentum candlestick, knowing how much, actually was it CODX? No, it was LAKE. Yes, in that area with a real lack of resistance, there's a lot of potential here. All right, VIR. We just looked at. Last one, NVAX. The weaker of the bunch that I think so far, 626 is that daily low. We haven't really pulled away from it, but again, we get a beautiful inside bar showing that consolidation. And if we go into the hourly time frame, we have a nice hourly uptrend. So if bulls are going to continue tomorrow, we need to get them over $7.30 right away. Next resistance would be $7.60, and beyond that, we don't have a lot into the $8 range. So potential for a good $1 run if bulls step it up. If we lose 704, 626 is the only support that we have on the hourly time frame. Beyond that, not a lot in the 4-hour, so we could fall pretty quickly if the bulls don't show up. I believe that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hate doing this, but you know what? If you're still here and you're still listening, I appreciate it. Hit the like button, subscribe if you don't. The algorithm, YouTube, I don't know. It's important. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good night, guys.